The NCAA requires a Final Four host stadium to accommodate at least 60,000 fans. They certainly can do that inside U.S. Bank Stadium. It's now the centerpiece of the Minneapolis skyline, what looks like a giant Viking ship for obvious reasons, the home of the Vikings, topped with the largest clear plastic roof in North America, designed to let the sunlight in. But that actually became an issue for natural light to affect players' vision, so you'll notice black curtains throughout the dome to keep the light out. Cost nearly $5 million to renovate the arena for this Final Four specifically. The curtains go up, if you will, on this year's Final Four about 3 hours from now in Minneapolis. Thanks so much for joining us again for our The Big Tournament pregame special coverage before tonight's national semifinals. I'm Jared Smalley. We have live reports focused on all four teams competing in this year's Final Four. We're also talking with ESPN's Jay Bilas, perhaps the best college basketball analyst working today. He'll give us his thoughts on what to expect tonight. Let's get to game one. About 3 hours away, it is the only top seed to make it to Minneapolis. The Virginia Cavaliers taking on the hottest team in the tournament, the Auburn Tigers, a frightening 5th seed. Here's some background on that matchup. The first ever Final Four for Auburn, and they are firing away. 85 points per game in this tournament. Virginia will put that to the test, though. The Cavaliers continue to lead the country in defense with long-arm defenders who make the three-point line a real challenge. And we're going to start our live reports today with a look at Virginia as they prepare for their first Final Four since 1984. Jermaine Farrell was just a wee lad back then. He joins us live from Minneapolis. Good afternoon, Jermaine.
Well, good afternoon, Jared. I tell you one thing. Yes, I was a wee lad back in 1984. And, of course, the Virginia Cavaliers want to party like it's 1999. Of course, Prince, this is his hometown. I had to throw it out there. We already knew that. But anyway, over the last 10 years, when you look at this Virginia Cavalier program under Tony Bennett, they've been one of the best in the land. But through those 10 years, they've had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of trials and tribulations. And the journey to get here has been a rocky one at best. But it's had some good times and some bad times. But overall, the players that I spoke to, they talk about the journey and how blessed they are that they've made it to the Final Four.
It's been a long journey, and fasting backward, going back to last year when we lost that game against UMBC, it was a learning experience. It was hard to digest for a few months, and after that we sort of got back to what Virginia does, and we didn't worry about what was going on outside of the perimeter.
It's definitely been a journey for sure. From last year, our loss to UMBC to this year's Final Four, it's definitely been a surreal experience, and it's been a testament to how hard we've worked and the grit that we've had every day in practice. And I think we definitely learned a lot from that loss to UMBC last year, and we've used what we learned to get to this year's Final Four.
It's been a lot. I mean, losing to Florida State was definitely devastating in the ACC tournament. A lot of people wrote us off after that loss. And then when we played Gardner-Webb, first couple of moments of the game, it was tough and we were down. People were writing us off again, but it just shows how our resiliency of our team, how strong it is, and how good we are, how we can be when we stick together.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, there's just been times during the season where we had to overcome a little bit of adversity. We had a couple losses. The Gardner-Webb game, obviously, was kind of close, and everyone was a little bit nervous. So we weren't trying to think about it, but in the back of our minds, I'm pretty sure everyone was like, "Oh boy, can't let that happen again," and we didn't. So our team just kind of persevered. We figured it out through some.
It's been amazing, not just for me or this group right now, but the people that have laid the foundation before us. I've had many great teammates while I've been here over the past 5 years, and to get to this point for them and for us means a lot.
And of course, Jared, as we all know, the journey ended right here in Minneapolis as they'll take on Auburn, of course. So it's big time right there.
Well, obviously, Jermaine, one of the things that's important with Virginia is their head coach, Tony Bennett. Let's learn a little bit more about him.
Well, Jared, if you spend some time with Tony Bennett, you know that his faith is very important. And, of course, when you look at what they've gone through, if you remember some of their NCAA losses, they've been tough losses when they've lost to Syracuse in that Elite Eight game in Chicago. And, of course, last year we all talk about UMBC and that tough loss. But just like the late singer George Michael would sing, you gotta have faith, baby. And that is what Tony Bennett has. His faith is very important. In fact, he did quote a scripture from Psalms. He says, joy will come in the morning, and he even had to lean on his faith even more when they lost to UMBC last year. But overall, faith is important to Tony Bennett.
There's a scripture verse that says, always be prepared to give a reason for the hope that you have, but do it with gentleness and respect. And everybody is at a different place with what they believe and where they're at. But when you're put in a spot like that, and there's a lot worse things, it makes you rely upon what matters. I said, what's unconditional in your life. And that's, for me, my relationship with my wife, my parents, my kids is everything. But the greatest joy that I know is my relationship with the Lord. And again, everyone's different that way. But again, sometimes when you get knocked down in a way, you find out how real that is. And there's a perspective in it and a peace that is not really of the man-made stuff we're talking about. So I'm just so thankful.
Nothing wrong with a little divine intervention when you're on the road to a championship. And speaking on being on a road to a championship, there's been one key player for the Virginia Cavaliers, that's Braxton Key. And he has an interesting, unique perspective when you look at this game. Last year, Braxton Key played for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Of course, Virginia's opponent, their Iron Bowl rival, the Auburn Tigers. And obviously, when you're going for a national championship, it doesn't matter who you play, particularly a rival you had last year. And Braxton Key talked about going against the Auburn Tigers with a trip to the national championship game on the line.
Absolutely. I mean, I never thought I'd be playing a SEC team. I mean, if anyone, Auburn, I mean, no offense to them, I'm not trying to talk trash or anything, but just coming from Alabama and just that being our arch rival and knowing how big that rivalry is, it's kind of crazy that I'm playing against them to get to the championship game.
You know, I asked some of the cheerleaders this question, the Auburn cheerleaders. I asked them, do you think any Alabama fans are cheering for you guys? And a lot of them said no. So obviously, even at this level, I'm sure Alabama wouldn't dare cheer for Auburn, would they?
No, never. It would never happen.
Yeah, I don't see Alabama cheering for Auburn under any circumstance. But you know what? One guy that's cheering for this team is Jimmy Miller. Jimmy Miller is in his second season as a radio color analyst for the Virginia Cavaliers. And, of course, he played on UVA's last Final Four team back in 1984. And as you can expect, I caught up with him yesterday. He's excited, and he has a few comparisons between the 84 team that made it to the Final Four in Seattle and this year's team right here in Minneapolis.
It's bringing me a lot of joy. I can tell you in that Elite Eight game against Purdue, I know the experience of going up there and cutting down the net as a player, but it is a privilege to be here 35 years later and have the opportunity to watch those guys cut down the nets, because I know the sacrifice, the commitment, the dedication that went into getting to this point. And it just brings me a lot of joy, and I'm proud to be affiliated with this program in that light.
And obviously, Jimmy, he's excited. Really, everyone with Virginia, they're excited, Jared. They're excited because overall, they are the top favorite. I mean, everyone is picking Virginia to win this thing, but obviously going up against Auburn, the key to them, Jared, is they got to limit Auburn with those three-point shots. They have been lights out from outside three-point range. So if they can limit that, and Virginia's defense, they've been very effective. They're the #1 defense in the land when it comes to points, and also with three-point field goal percentage. They hold their opponents to a low percentage shooting the three. So it's really going to be a big test. It's going to be the battle of the offense versus the defense, and more times than not, great defenses, they do well against offense. Kind of like pitching, like Jared, when you're on that pitching mound and you're throwing 90 miles per hour, that heat that you always throw in Columbus, that usually dominates, because great pitching usually dominates great hitting. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be a great matchup. Of course, that tip-off will be at 6:09 Eastern Time from the House of Prince, baby, Purple Rain, and I'm going to go get me a raspberry beret actually after this.
Jermaine, I'm a bad pitcher. Make up for it by being a worse hitter. Thanks very much for joining us for all that coverage on the Virginia Cavaliers. Going to be looking forward to that. Now to the other team in orange and dark blue. Auburn's certainly the best story in this tournament, losing their talented big man Chuma Okeke to a knee injury. But the Tigers rallied, and they did not miss a beat. against Kentucky in the region final. They won the game without him. Auburn taking Bruce Pearl to his first career Final Four. Chris Wrinkle covers the Tigers, and he's joining us now live to talk about this incredible story. Chris, it could take another remarkable step tonight as you look at what could develop here. In this tournament alone, they've beaten Kansas, North Carolina, and Kentucky. I'd imagine they're not scared of anybody anymore.
No, there's no fear in this Auburn team, and I want to talk about this Auburn team. Who had them in the Final Four? Anybody when you filled out your bracket? No, nobody predicted that the Auburn Tigers would be here. You could have made the case ahead of time. Michigan State, Texas Tech, Virginia, they all could have gone to the Final Four, but Auburn, especially halfway through the season, they were up, they were down, they were sideways. We knew they had the talent, but they couldn't quite put it together. But it was their worst loss of the season, their last loss of the season. Kentucky, a 30-point drubbing in Lexington that has rallied this team and driven them all the way to the Final Four.
A celebration decades in the making, a moment etched in Auburn lore.
I promised them that we could be competitive. I don't know that I had a Final Four in mind.
The pinnacle moment in a month which college basketball legacies are defined. 12 straight wins, perfect in the month of March. An improbable run that began with perhaps the worst loss of the season sparked 4 straight wins to end the regular season.
I think we're just trying to play our best basketball. Obviously coming on the road in a tough environment.
4 games in Nashville, ending in a blowout win over Tennessee and a tournament title for the first time since 1986. To reward their efforts, a tournament region that included some of the premier programs in the sport left Auburn with a treacherous road to make just the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2003.
I say one at a time. You can't look at the future, you look at the present, and just focus on one game at a time.
Day by day, round by round, teams saw their season end. Auburn survived a last-second scare against New Mexico State, then wins against Kansas, North Carolina, and finally revenge against Kentucky to become just the second team in tournament history to beat the 3 historic programs in the same tournament.
The first time in Auburn history in the Final Four, so a lot of emotions right now.
A run that started with the bitter taste of defeat ends with revenge, a historic celebration, and a trip to the Twin Cities with a chance to play for a national championship.
And you might think that Auburn, because they beat Kentucky, they got the revenge after that 30-point loss. When we asked them, how do you keep hungry? What makes you think that you can be the Cinderella to go on to the national championship and potentially win the title? They said, in our minds, we still have unfinished business. We have not won anything yet. So this is still a motivated team and one of the hottest teams coming into this Final Four.
Yeah, Chris, that was an awesome piece to look at the emotions behind this run here. Quick little news update here. Bryce Brown, Jared Harper, the 2 leading guards for Auburn. We were reading up on them yesterday. It turned out they were sick at practice yesterday, so obviously that's going to be something we'll be keeping our eyes on. How concerned do the Tigers sound about their health going in here?
Well, if you ask Bruce Pearl, who's the eternal optimist, at least in front of the media, that he said, look, if they had to play yesterday, they would not be 100%. It might be a concern, but they're getting all the treatments they possibly can. I think they were probably pumping vitamin C through a needle into their systems yesterday to just make sure that they were ready to go. He's confident they're going to be 100% for this game, but it is something to watch because if Bryce Brown and Chuma Okeke, we already mentioned, he's out with a knee injury, but Bryce Brown and Jared Harper, if they go down too, they've said that they have a lot of depth on this Auburn team. I don't know if they have that much depth. It's going to come down to those 2 guards. I think if they can hit the outside shots and run this offense, I think that's what gives Auburn a chance to move on to Monday's game.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch in Minneapolis. Also fun to watch in Toomer's Corner because they might be rolling that place by the end of the night. We'll be following that. Chris Wrinkle, great job. Appreciate your time in Minneapolis today. You're watching the big tournament. And as you're watching us live right now online, you're looking at the live feed on your Nexstar Station's website. Up at the top of the screen under the Sports tab, you're going to find the Big Tournament link. If you're looking for more exclusive interviews and features, more info on all the Final Four teams, that is the place to find it. Right there up at the Sports tab. This tournament has defied the basketball pundits. Just one of the 1 seeds making it to Minneapolis. Our Jack Dole spoke with ESPN college basketball analyst Jay Bilas about what he expects from the second game tonight. That's Michigan State and Texas Tech.
Jay, Michigan State, Texas Tech. This matchup, you looking at 2 similar teams, you think?
Similar in some ways. I mean, they're both tough-minded. They both play really good defense. Texas Tech's a little different in the way they approach their offensive execution. They're a motion offensive team, so they don't run a lot of set plays. They're a little bit harder to prepare for, and their actions are a little bit different, and so it creates some problems. They do a lot of sort of down screen, back screen, fade screen action, and so you don't know where some of these actions are coming from. And so it's hard for teams to prepare for it. It's a little more random. It's a lot of read and react stuff. It's kind of like playing Indiana really 20 years ago in a lot of ways. And Chris Beard has a background with Bob Knight, and so that's where a lot of that comes from. So it's going to be similar to a lot of games where you can say, hey, it's going to be a big deal. Who can get out in transition? And, can Texas Tech rebound with Michigan State? Can they impact Cassius Winston off a ball screen? So they're going to trap him. Are they going to get the ball out of his hands? Can he get it back? It's going to be a lot of that.
There's been a lot of talk about blue blood, blue collar, this being a blue collar program. Are they already a blue blood, or do they need one more to become a blue blood? Because I know Izzo's talked about needing one more for his legacy at Michigan State.
If you're going historically, teams that have done well in the last 20 years, you're not going to put them up with teams that have done it for, like Kentucky's done it for 50 or 60 years, or Duke's done it for 30 or 40 years, something like that. But in the last 20 years, nobody's been better than Michigan State. Nobody's gone to more Final Fours. Nobody's knocked down the door more than they've knocked down the door, and it's been consistent excellence. We are a society that counts things, so championships are important. But I think if you're objective in any way, shape, or form, and you look at Michigan State's program, they're on the top shelf of the game. And there are very few programs you would mention before Michigan State over the last 20 years. And very few coaches you would mention before Tom Izzo. He's one of the, I've said this for the last 20 years, he's one of the great coaches in American sport, not just in basketball.
All right, the second game tonight, National Semifinal 2, 8:49 Eastern Time. It is the Spartans of Michigan State, the Big Ten champs. They get the Big 12 regular season champs from Texas Tech. Both teams beat a 1 seed to get here. MSU beat Duke, of course. Tech beat Gonzaga. It is the 8th Final Four for Tom Izzo. He's won just one national title, as you know. Says he'd like to get another one to confirm his career. That's ridiculous, but that's what he said. Texas Tech is a nightmare matchup. They hold opponents to 37% shooting on the season. They've been tremendous. Second lowest number in the country. MSU also hustles. They out-rebound their opponents by nearly 10 a game. Duke actually out-rebounded Sparty last week and still lost. It's rather amazing. That's the task ahead for Texas Tech tonight. Play some smothering defense, try to bring home the first national title game appearance in school history. Paul Tubbs covers the Red Raiders. The Red Raiders, they cover opponents, Paul. They rank first in the country in defensive efficiency. What makes the defensive system such a pain for opponents?
Well, I think just one name really comes to mind, Jared, and that's the name Mark Adams. He's been a key cog for Chris Beard literally since this time he stepped foot in Lubbock, Texas. And if you study basketball and you study Mark Adams' history, you know he knows how to coach. He's coached pretty much on every level coming up to being an assistant at Texas Tech, and has been a key to what Texas Tech has been able to do, that pressure defense. Holding a team like Michigan to just 16 first-half points, that's saying something.
We've had a few days to prepare, but when you're looking to get ready for Michigan State, there's never enough time. I wish we had another, 2 or 3 days, even a week to prepare for these guys. They run so many sets. Coach Izzo, they do a great job of taking advantage of your weaknesses, and they're hard to guard. So we spend a lot of time just preparing on trying to figure out ways to block them out, how to get back on defense, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us.
And it's so funny, Jared, because after each one of these games, we look around for Coach Adams and we can't find him. And the reason why we can't find him is because he's in the film room studying the next game and the next game. He gets these guys completely prepared and has them in a mindset where they can literally top anybody at any given moment.
And he's the assistant coach. You got Chris Beard. Not that long ago, Chris Beard was coaching Division II basketball, we're coaching in the ABA. It's just been an incredible story. I think he's a practical shoe-in for National Coach of the Year this year. What explains Chris Beard's success here?
Well, he was the AP Coach of the Year. He was named that this week, and rightly so, because, the guy, he has that tenacity. He grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and, it's one of those things, those that do can play, those that don't, end up coaching? Well, that's really where he comes from. He comes from the mindset of being able to see things in a different way, and it's propelled him to right here. I mean, he talks about the fact of, sleeping in his car and sneaking a Sprite and a water cup at McDonald's or Whataburger more appropriately. But, that's who Chris Beard is, and I think that's what he's been able to get out of his players, kind of that chippy, gritty attitude. He wrote 2 things on the board for this team this week. He said, smell the roses, enjoy the moment, and be us. And I think that's what they've been able to stay true to this whole journey.
Yeah, very true. Cassius Winston, the star for MSU, wanted to get your quick take on how Tech tries to lasso him. He's been so prolific for the Spartans here in the tournament.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy that averages almost 20 points a game and 8 assists a game, so he's able to distribute the ball. And Coach Adams actually alluded to that. He's a matchup nightmare. But I think what you can do is you can counter with players like Tariq Owens and Norense Odiase down low. I think some of the X factors for Texas Tech will be the play of Brandon Francis and also Deshaun Corporue, 2 guys off the bench that have been big defensive boosts for Texas Tech when they needed them. We all know what Jarrett Culver can do. He is a scoring machine. He's also your leading rebounder and assist leader, but you're going to need some distribution as far as the entire team. You're going to need a Matt Mooney to score. You're going to need a Davide Moretti to come through at the 3-point line. But more than anything, you're going to need that strong play down low to really force the ball outside and make Cassius make some decisions that he's probably not as comfortable with.
All right, Paul Tubbs joining us there live from Minneapolis. Enjoy the game tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. And speaking of Texas Tech, as we told you, Tech making the first ever Final Four appearance for the school. So for some of the Red Raiders' longest-serving fans, it is a reason to make a special trip. Our Wes Rappaport reports on a devoted Tech fan and his lucky apparel.
His office is a Texas Tech museum of sorts with memorabilia and familiar faces everywhere. And this week, Kent Hance is in a good mood.
Sun's up, the gun's up.
The former Lubbock congressman who once served as Texas Tech chancellor has been waiting decades to see his team play in the final stages of the big tournament.
I moved into Bledsoe Hall in 1961. We wanted to see this at some day in time was running short. We're in the 4th quarter.
So he and a few buddies hopped on a plane to Minneapolis with one special item, Hance's jacket, which he says has some luck stitched in.
My record with this jacket is 11-1. So, we want it to be 13-1. That's what we're pulling for in Minneapolis this week.
He got it in 1991 from a Lubbock clothing store that was going out of business for $20. And an added bonus, he'll get to watch his grandson, Andrew Sorrells, suit up for the Red Raiders this weekend.
He loves that jacket. It's kind of an old-time jacket. I don't really know how good he looks in it, but it's definitely an old, big red jacket. But I think it's cool, and whatever works.
The excitement's great.
Hance says he's not really superstitious, but the jacket will travel.
I hope it plays a role, but it'll be a great day for us when we win the national championship. I'm positive. I think we've got the best coach, the best players, and they may have single players that are better, but I feel like we have the best team.
Hance said he's proud that the nearly 350 Division I teams watching the Final Four this weekend will have their eyes on the Red Raiders come Saturday. In Minneapolis, I'm Wes Rappaport. Back to you.
Thank you much, Wes. That's outstanding. Now to the Spartans, who many people think are going to win the national title Monday night. A tough veteran team. They're not going to be afraid of the moment here. They've already conquered the team most people picked to win it all originally, taking down Duke last week in a phenomenal game. And last night, the Spartans gathered in downtown to rally the troops led by an on-field general. Vikings quarterback, MSU grad Kirk Cousins on hand to get fans fired up for tonight's game. He's hoping Spartan fans will be saying, "You like that?" on the way out of the building tonight. Audrey Dahlgren, she saw that Duke game in person last week. Now she is at the Final Four, and she's getting paid for it. She has a good job. People love to talk about Michigan State's toughness. It was on full display last week against Duke. Audrey, what makes them so tough?
Hi, Jared. Yes, it's the idea that no one is going to outwork or outman the Spartans. And when you think about that on both sides of the ball as well, and when you have that kind of mentality, it's really hard to lose. If you think about the game against LSU, Michigan State won the rebounding battle there. They also had 11 steals in that game. But going back to the Duke game, that second half was one of the most intense second halves of a college basketball game that I think that I've ever seen. And the back and forth the whole second way until the final seconds of of the game, it really just came down to who wanted it more. Michigan State is going to have to display that same toughness and that same grit when they tip off against Texas Tech tonight. And if you listen to the players describe this matchup, you'll get a better understanding of why.
We're just ready for a dogfight because that's what we, when two teams match up like that, it's going to be ugly sometimes.
That's what they said. They said a dogfight. They said a heavyweight fight, a war. I mean, are you expecting this to be super physical come Saturday?
Absolutely. They, sometimes they play undersized, but it doesn't take away from their toughness. They still get after it, and they're one of the scrappiest defensive teams we've ever seen.
Duke and LSU were more athletic, but they weren't physical. But this team, like the guards, are even physical. Like they box out and stuff like that. So when I talk about being physical, I talk about rebounding and the nitty gritty and getting tough and then fighting for the ball and stuff like that. And that's something that this team does. And so for us, we got to be smart not to pick up any fouls because they're good at drawing fouls.
It's for sure going to be a fun, competitive game. It's like a heavyweight fight. Two big teams playing against each other, so nobody takes plays off. So of course it's going to be a fun game to play in.
Everybody's saying a war, a dogfight, a battle.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's the same. We keep preaching that every day. It's just going to be a war on that court Saturday, that's all. I think it's just two big teams going head-to-head. I think two tough teams going head-to-head, and that's what both teams bring, just a lot of toughness.
If Michigan State wants to win this game, another key factor is going to be turnovers. It's something that they struggled with during the regular season. They did a great job in the Duke game at limiting those. But, yeah, they can't turn the ball over if they want to beat Texas Tech.
Now, Audrey, not that we're encouraging gambling here by any means, but it looks like if you kind of get a sense of what the betting public is doing with its money, it looks like they like Michigan State to win the championship here. Do the Spartans themselves in that locker room, do they consider themselves the team to beat?
I mean, Michigan State really does like their chances. No one has actually come out and said that per se. But, I mean, when you think about all the teams that are left remaining from Michigan State, Auburn, Virginia, and Texas Tech, Michigan State does have the most experience in an NCAA tournament like this. They do have Tom Izzo, who's making his 8th Final Four appearance, and Izzo really wants to win his 2nd national championship. This was interesting, too. One of the assistant coaches even told me that I think that the only thing that we haven't scouted about Texas Tech is its shoes. So they are ready to go.
Yeah, needless to say. Well, then they certainly know about Jarrett Culver. There's no secrets there. We were just talking about Jarrett earlier, and you just heard from him a moment ago. What's the idea? What's the defensive plan here to try to limit his effectiveness?
Well, I mean, I think what makes him, I guess, one of the great players in college basketball is the fact that in this tournament, throughout all of the games, he's averaging 21.5 points, but he's so crafty. And then on top of that, sometimes he's a pass-first guard, but then other times, of course, he likes to shoot the ball. I would expect Michigan State to put MSU senior guard Matt McQuaid on him. He's been a great defender for the Spartans all year long, and usually he gets the job of getting the opposing team's leading scorer, or a guy that just does a great job of getting to the hoop. And for instance, Culver can do that. He likes to drive inside, so obviously it'll be a man-to-man type of defense that McQuaid will be playing, as well as Michigan State's basketball team in general. All
right, Audrey, your tour across America continues. Enjoy tonight. Thanks so much for joining us there live from Minneapolis. And by the way, the Spartans, of course, they're led by Cassius Winston, the Big Ten Player of the Year. And to promote Cassius for this year's National Player of the Year award, the school sent out headbands with his name on them. As our Jack Doles reports, for Cassius' season, it has been no sweat.
He's never been the most athletic player at Michigan State, but Cassius Winston is without question the most important.
My role changed, just, being the guy. When it comes down to it, the ball's going to be in my hand and trust me to make a play. And, that's my job for this team. You just got to embrace it and do my best at it.
He's the guy you want with the ball in his hands when the game is on the line, because he's going to make a great decision. What's the thing he brings to this team that is the most important?
Calmness. This is a big stage, and it's easy to let your emotions fly because you don't want to mess up on such a big stage, but it's basketball, and that's just what's going to happen, and he does a good job of relaxing everybody in situations like this.
He's a very smart basketball player. He always knows when to make the right play. He has great timing with when to score, when to pass. He's just a
great, smart basketball player, and he can do a lot of different things.
Winston's basketball IQ is off the charts, and so is the respect he gets from his opponents. Big Ten Player of the Year, first-team All-American. He certainly has their attention.
He's a great point guard. We hope to try to slow him down, get him out of his stuff. He's a great player.
Coach K talked about it in the press conference that he thinks he's the best guard they played all year. And, you know, if Coach K is saying that, then it must be some truth to it. He can score at all 3 levels. He can go left, he can go right, he can shoot the 3, and then he gets 8 assists a game. And he's a really good passer. You know, he's got a complete game, and it seems like you can't really speed him up. He's pretty poised and calm.
Well, with great headband comes great responsibility. Certainly, Cassius Winston has lived up to that this season, the Big Ten Player of the Year. And that's it. That's a look at all tonight's national semifinals. The Final Four just hours away. We're back tomorrow to look at who'll be playing in the national championship game. 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific across Nexstar Nation right here online. Enjoy the Final Four. We'll see you back tomorrow.